Hello and welcome to the first episode of a series that I'm going to call Journeyman. Now, this is an idea that I had thought of last year when I started to branch out and fish more of the national tournaments and, you know, all the things that we experience when we're on the road. Now, you have those with the local tournaments too, but it's just a whole nother level when you start traveling different states, and you're staying in hotels one week and staying at a campsite the next, or staying at a friend's house or an Airbnb, right? There's a lot of things that go into that, and all the miles we put on the road, all the time on the water pre-fishing, all the tournament prep that goes into it. And there's a lot of people out there doing videos of what's happening on the water, but I wanted to give a fuller flavor to everything that happens. And so through this series, I hope to be able to convey that in different episodes in different ways about what it's like to be out there doing this on the road. So when I first had this idea, what I really want to do and where I want to go, right, it takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of equipment that I don't have. It takes cameraman off, shooting video and things like that. And I just couldn't afford to do something like that. So it didn't come to be last year. Had to figure out a way to do it. And then this year, started off the season and we're still trying to figure it out. And then I ended up getting that 360 camera, the GoPro Max. And I was just out fishing in one of these tournaments, and I thought, you know what, I got a camera right here. I'm just going to start talking to it. And that's kind of how it started, kind of taking that idea that I had and kind of jumping in with the equipment that I have available to me and doing it that way. Now, you may ask your question about why is it Journeyman? Well, as you saw in the title introduction there, right, one of the definitions of a journeyman is a worker or sports player who is reliable but not outstanding. There's nothing wrong with that, right? They're always there. They can be in the mix. And I think that's kind of where I am right now, right? I haven't been doing this very long, and I'm okay with that. I do want to get to that outstanding level. It just takes time to get there. So I think that's a reflection of where I am. Another part of this journey is going from, in the skilled trades world, right? You start as an apprentice. And as you learn your trade and your craft, you become a journeyman, right? When you have the skills and you're, kind of that top level. And so I think that's part of this as well. And I wanted to, I don't think I'm a journeyman yet on the fishing side with that definition, but that's where I want to get to as well. And so it's kind of one of those dual definitions that can continue to grow as I continue to grow. Kind of like the name. I have people ask me about my Instagram name and the name of the YouTube channel, Under the Radar Fishing. So a lot of people think that is because when I first got a fishing kayak, it was a radar. So it was kind of a play on words kind of thing, but that really wasn't what it was. It's when I started fishing 4 years ago, the first year I came out and really dove into the tournament scene, I won Angler of the Year in a local club series. And it was, yeah, that's great, good job, do it on a bigger stage. So it was that national championship that first year, and I got 65th out of 751 people, and they're like, yeah, that's good, keep doing it, right? Doing something bigger, more consistent. So then the next year I kind of reached out, did more national tournaments and just kind of grew into it. And then last year jumped in, did the Hobie series and the KBF Trail and Pro series, won 2 Pro Tour events, won 1 trail event, just missed out on TOC. There was 1 fish I lost in a Hobie event that I know would have put me there. And there's probably other people that have that same story, but that's just fishing, and we move on from it. So but even then it was like, yeah, that's great, but do it down where the big boys are. Do it in the Southeast. And I feel like a lot of the stuff that I've done is really quiet, kind of under the radar. I'm there, but I don't get a lot of attention. I'm just kind of there, just doing my thing. I want to get to that next level, right? As I mentioned before, and I think that, you know, being under the radar right now is it's just where I am. You know, it's where I've been, and I'm striving to you know, continue to make a name for myself as other people have done. And I think this is a way for me to kind of give everybody out there some insights into what it takes to be out there on the road week after week, tournament after tournament. Um, it's hard, right? You have good weeks and you have bad weeks, and this has definitely been a weird year, with all the you know, the COVID break that we had to take and getting back on there. And then I was on the road doing tournaments, I think 5 out of 6 weeks, coming right out of that. And then I think I was local another tournament, and then right, we're back into it. And it's just, you know, just kind of going. But it's just kind of a quiet year. You know, I've done okay, done all right. Just haven't, you know, come up a couple short on some fish that I needed in some tournaments, and you guys will get to see some of that, and some of the emotion that goes with that. I'm not a big emotional person. I'm not yelling and screaming. I'm not crying, but I definitely have a passion that comes out when I'm on the water. Definitely beat myself up a little bit when I don't do as well as I know I could have, because you know what? There's nobody out there on any of these tournament scene, or tournament trails, that have beat me, right? I've beat myself. That's how I go into it. I'm not fishing against anybody else in that tournament. I'm fishing against the fish and what I can do. And if I come up short and I've done everything that I could do, and then that's what it is. But I strive to make that part of it better, because I can't control what anybody else is out there doing, right? Somebody's going to go out there every tournament, they're going to get on something. It's just inevitable. I just want to be that guy, right? And get there. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. I want to do it from a little different flavor, a little different viewpoint. You know, I don't want it to just be on the water, like I said. I want to give insights to some of those other things that we do when we're out there. And I don't want it to be vloggy though, right? We're not doing gas station runs and all that kind of stuff, right? I want it to be kind of cinematic and let you guys see in a little bit different way than I think anybody else out there is doing it, the best I can with the equipment that I have. And you know, I hope you guys enjoy it. Hopefully you guys follow along, subscribe, like the channel, and we putting these out here. Now, if you see that intro that I put out here just now, it means it's part of this series. There'll be other stuff that I release that aren't part of the series, but you know, that's how you kind of separate you know, the Journeyman stuff from the other stuff, the teaching things, and just some of the fun fishing things like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thanks for following along. I really appreciate it, and let's see where this goes. Hopefully we have some fun. Give me your feedback. And let me know if there's something different you guys want to see, if there's some insights, especially for those of you that aren't into the kayak fishing. I want you guys to see this, because I get lots of questions. Nobody understands this whole kayak thing if you're not in it, right? People understand boat tournament fishing, and I get a lot of questions, and then they say, "Oh, you do this on a kayak?" I say, "Yeah, it's a kayak." "Oh, you're fishing against boats?" "No, I'm against kayaks." And they don't fully comprehend. So hopefully this gives, you know, your friends, family, people that stumble across this, an insight into what we're doing out there, and maybe it'll inspire you to go out and do something other than just sit in front of the computer or sit in front of the TV, right? There's a lot of life to be lived. In these kayaks, we get to experience a lot of it. A lot of nature, get to see a lot of things, a lot of animals you wouldn't get to see otherwise, because we're just so quiet. And it's different than being on a boat. You're really out there, just kind of in nature. It's kind of like going on a hike through the woods versus going through on a motorcycle or a dirt bike. So again, like it, subscribe, follow along, and give me your guys' feedback. Thanks.